Hi everyone, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. I'm really happy you're here. Tonight, we're going to go on a calm and quiet trip to learn something amazing. So get comfy, take a deep breath, and let's enjoy this peaceful science story together. Before we start, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it for you right now? If you like relaxing science videos, don't forget to tap the like button. Now let's begin. Somewhere deep inside you, in a place so small you'd need 1,000,000 to fit on the head of a pin, there is a thread. It is not a thread of cotton or silk, but something far more delicate, something made of code. This thread, curled and coiled inside the nucleus of nearly every one of your cells, is DNA. It doesn't speak in words, but in 4 quiet letters, A, T, C, and G. These letters do not glow or hum or shout, but they are always working, always whispering instructions. They build your bones, they guide your heartbeat. They help your eyes see colour and your brain hold memories. They do all this while hidden away, gently folded, tucked like a note passed down through time. Imagine each of these letters as a soft light. Blue for A, golden for T, green for C, red for G, twinkling in an endless sequence like stars in a spiral galaxy. Together they form a sentence, then a paragraph, then an entire story. But this story isn't one you read on a page. It's one your body becomes. Your height, your hair, the curve of your fingers, the way your laughter sounds. It's all tucked inside those spiraling strands. You don't have to think about it. Your cells do the reading for you. Every second they scan the letters and know exactly what to do. In the earliest moments of your life, before you were even visible to the human eye, your story began to unfold. 1 cell became 2, then 4, then 8, and all of them carried the same sacred scroll. This DNA wasn't just random, it was a quiet echo of those who came before you. Your mother's smile, your grandfather's hands, the freckles from an ancestor you've never met. They shimmer like reflections on water, passed down in patterns too small to see. DNA folds in on itself like origami, and in that folding it hides the instructions for the making of muscles and marrow, lips and lungs. But it also holds blueprints for invisible things. How your body heals, how it reacts to sadness, how it remembers sunlight or silence. Some scientists say there are stretches of this code that seem to hum with no clear purpose, like musical notes waiting for the right instrument to bring them to life. They wonder if these quiet regions hold secrets, untold verses in the poem of who you are. Sometimes a single letter changes. One tiny shift in the sequence and a whole sentence can read differently. It might mean something small, like a curl in your hair, or something larger, like the way your heart beats in rhythm or how your blood carries oxygen. But even with those changes, your DNA continues to write, always adapting, always telling a version of your story, even as you grow, even as you dream. You can almost picture it now, can't you? The dance of the letters spinning in a double helix, glowing in the soft dark. The code doesn't need ink or paper. It writes on you, in your cells, in your breath, in the way your fingers touch the world. It has been writing for as long as life has existed, passing from water to fish, from forests to mammals, from the first humans to you. You are a chapter in a book that began before language, before memory. And still, each morning when you open your eyes, your cells begin again. They read the same letters, speak the same ancient instructions. Your skin repairs, your blood renews, your lungs fill with air, and all of it is directed by those 4 simple letters. It's as if your body wakes up to a song it has always known, playing just beneath your thoughts, soft and steady. This is not just science, it is something deeper. A quiet magic that breathes beneath your skin. DNA doesn't shout your story, it whispers it gently, endlessly, with the rhythm of life itself. Let's drift deeper now into the quiet logic behind the letters that spell your life. DNA is more than just a list of instructions, it is a conversation, a silent one, that every cell listens to. When a cell needs to grow, when it needs to divide, when it needs to stop, it looks to the script written in those twisting strands. The script doesn't change from moment to moment, but how it's read can shift with time, like light hitting a prism at different angles. In the cells of your skin, DNA might speak about building barriers and shedding layers. In your eyes, it tells a story of rods and cones, of photons and pigments. In your bones, it hums a tale of strength and scaffolding. It's easy to imagine the body as a machine, but the truth is softer. The body is more like a garden, and DNA is the seed. The soil, the environment, decides how that seed grows. Your thoughts, your food, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, even your memories, all of it speaks back to your DNA. There are switches, like tiny lanterns, that can be turned on or off depending on what your body feels and needs. This is called epigenetics, and it is the bridge between the story you were born with and the life you live. Some parts of your DNA remain silent, like closed books on a shelf. Others bloom suddenly, opened by stress or love or time. You're not a fixed sculpture. You're more like water, constantly reshaping. And yet within that flow there is structure. DNA makes sure of it. Think of it like a symphony, where the score is always the same, but every performance is slightly different. The music might sound faster or softer or brighter depending on the orchestra, the space, the moment. Your body is playing that music every second. Right now your cells are reading tiny portions of the code, crafting proteins from amino acids, sending signals from your brain to your fingertips, guiding your breath, stitching wounds. All of it without a whisper, all of it held by those glowing threads. Even more astonishing is that DNA does not work alone. It's wrapped in proteins, surrounded by chemical messengers, folded into chromosomes that shape its accessibility. And yet this complexity is carried in every one of your trillions of cells. It's like each cell is its own library, but they all hold the same book, and each one reads only the chapter it needs. A liver cell does not need the story of the eyes. A skin cell ignores the tale of your immune response. They all specialize, but the full story remains tucked inside, untouched, complete. When you cut your finger or feel a wave of sadness or adapt to a new season, it is your DNA that responds behind the scenes. Old sections of the code may be activated again. New instructions are summoned. Healing begins. Change flows from molecule to molecule. Some people call it a miracle. Scientists call it transcription, translation, protein folding. But whether you name it with poetry or with precision, it is still wonder. DNA doesn't panic or hurry. It adapts with grace, with patterns shaped over millions of years. And here's something even more dreamlike. Your DNA carries memories of what came before you. Not in the way your mind remembers, but deeper. There are fragments of ancient viruses hiding in your genome. There are patterns in your blood that once helped your ancestors survive plagues or cold winds. There are rhythms in your heartbeat that echo back to times before cities, before books, before fire. Some of your genetic code is older than the species called human. It is as if the past is still with you, stitched into your breath, quietly guiding your present. And yet, despite all its history and complexity, DNA is fragile. A sunbeam, a chemical, even a stray particle from space can damage it. But your body is prepared. Every moment, enzymes scan your DNA like gentle editors, finding mistakes and correcting them. Your cells repair breaks, rewrite broken letters, protect the code. And sometimes, when the damage is too deep, they choose a final act of wisdom. They stop dividing. They let themselves rest. And in that silence, they protect the story from harm. You might wonder how something so small can do so much. But perhaps that is the secret. Power doesn't always come from size. The deepest truths are often the quietest. Just as one candle can light 1,000 others, one strand of DNA can build a universe called you. It is the smallest thread, and yet it connects every part of you, from your first breath to your final thought. It binds your cells into tissues, your tissues into organs, your organs into a being that walks, laughs, dreams. So the next time you feel your heartbeat, or catch your reflection in a mirror, remember that you are not random. You're not just cells and skin. You're a story being told in every moment. A poem written in 4 letters, a dance of light inside the dark. DNA is not just your foundation. It is your song, and it is still being sung. Now imagine this. Inside the very first cell that made you, the entire story of your life was already written. Not your thoughts, not your memories, not the exact steps you would take, but the script that would allow you to grow, to feel, to change. That first cell divided and divided again, and each new cell carried the same thread, the same letters, the same potential. From that quiet beginning, your heart began to take shape. Your fingers learned to curl, your eyes became windows to the world, and in every step of that journey, DNA was there, like a soft voice guiding your body in a language older than words. As you grew, so did the complexity of the story. A simple strand twisted into a helix, then folded into loops, then into chromosomes that lined up like sentences on a page. There are over 3 billion letters in your DNA. If someone tried to read them aloud, it would take more than a lifetime. And yet your cells read them every moment, never stopping. They do not get tired. They do not complain. They simply read and act and keep you alive. It's not just your story alone either. The DNA inside you is a bridge between generations. Half of it comes from your mother, half from your father, but the truth is deeper. Their DNA came from their parents, and theirs before them. Through your body flows an unbroken chain of life stretching back to the very first organisms on Earth. Every breath you take connects you to creatures that swam in ancient oceans, to trees that bent in prehistoric winds, to stars that burned long before the Earth had shape. In this way, you are both entirely new and unimaginably old. And even now, as you sit still, your DNA is not silent. It is alive with activity, coiling and uncoiling, transcribing, copying, repairing. Some cells will pass their version of your DNA forward when you create life. Others will carry their thread only for a short time, completing their work and then fading, like fireflies blinking out after a brief glow. Yet none of it is wasted. All of it matters. Even the cells that vanish have sung their part in your story. Sometimes science finds a way to look even deeper. Using powerful machines, researchers can trace tiny variations in DNA, what are called mutations. These mutations are not mistakes. They are footprints. They tell where your ancestors travelled, what climates they lived in, what illnesses they survived. They are tiny edits made by time itself. Some mutations are as gentle as a freckle on your arm. Others can shape your body's entire rhythm. But all are part of the same tapestry. A single strand of hair from you contains the history of thousands of lives, and the potential for thousands more. There is something else too, something almost spiritual. Scientists have begun to understand that DNA doesn't just carry data. It carries patterns, echoes, possibilities. The way your cells grow together, the way your heart mends, the way your mind stores love, it all comes back to that invisible spiral. There is symmetry and silence in it. Beauty without colour, structure without sound. It is one of the few things in nature that feels complete, even as it changes. No one has seen the full power of DNA. It is too vast, too quiet, too folded within itself. But we know enough to say this. You are not just made of matter. You are made of memory, shaped by code, lit from within by the poetry of life. And when you dream, when you wonder who you are or why you exist, know this. Your body already holds the answer. It has always held it. Your skin, your breath, your blood, they are not random. They are verses in a poem started long before your name was known. A poem still being written, with every heartbeat, every blink, every step. DNA does not forget. It carries the shadows and the light. It carries your potential, your past, and your power, so rest in that thought. Let it settle softly, like snow on quiet ground. You're not just here by chance, you're here by design, by sequence, by song. And even when all the noise of the world fades away, your cells will keep singing in the language of light and letters. The story of you will go on, written in silence, but never without meaning. Beneath your skin lies a world of threads, soft, hidden, and endlessly working. These threads are not made of cloth or silk, but of something older, something alive. They stretch through you like secret rivers, connecting one cell to the next, one memory to one breath. These threads are proteins, and they are shaped by the quiet instructions written in your DNA. You cannot see them, but they hold you together. They give your body strength, they give your skin stretch, they give your muscles motion and your heart its beat. Without them, you would be a whisper, a cloud unable to hold form. Collagen is one of the strongest threads in this quiet network. It wraps through your skin and bones like a net made of light. Every time you smile, stretch, or stand still, collagen bends with you. It does not snap. It remembers, like a spider's silk spun from within. It glues your body's parts together in patterns you never notice. Even as time leaves its mark, lines, aches, softness, collagen weaves onward, stitching the days into the fabric of your form. Deeper still, another thread works in silence. Actin. It coils and uncoils in your cells like dancers practicing moves in secret. When you move your fingers, when your lungs rise and fall in sleep, when your heart contracts, actin is there, never seen, always present. It forms the framework inside your cells, giving them shape and giving them purpose. Every strand of actin listens to the DNA's instructions like a lullaby, acting on cues that never rise above a whisper. But perhaps the most mysterious of these threads is keratin, the thread that grows your hair, your nails, the armor of your skin. It hardens where the world touches you most, where friction would otherwise break you. And yet it grows from softness. It rises from deep cells, pushing outward gently, growing silently. Hair is not just decoration. It is the echo of the threads below, proof that the story written in your DNA continues beyond your body's borders, reaching outward with every strand that falls or grows again. Inside each thread lies structure, shape, order. But these threads do not create themselves. They are born from the gentle spinning of your cells, which follow the DNA's guidance like weavers with an invisible pattern. They fold, twist, align, and lock. When proteins fold correctly, they become life's tools, shaped for function, precise as clockwork. But when a thread misfolds, the result can be chaos. A twist too tight, a fold too sharp, and the result is a broken note in the music of your body. Diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's often begin with a single protein folding the wrong way. One small misstep in a perfect thread, and yet your body works daily to fix these errors before they unravel the whole. The wonder is that you never notice. You walk, sleep, heal, and grow, unaware of the threads holding you. But they are always there, spinning subtly layer by layer beneath your skin. Even pain, even joy, even stillness is supported by them. They give shape to emotion, depth to memory, space to men. Every hug, every breath, every heartbeat is framed by these strands. You might imagine your body as a loom and your DNA as the blueprint for every pattern it weaves. Each protein is a thread, and together they form a living tapestry, a cloth that changes with your age, your feelings, your needs. There is no beginning and no end to this weaving. The moment one thread breaks, another begins. The moment you heal, new strands form. The moment you grow, your cells read again from the ancient thread map inside them, and the weaving continues. And still, even as your threads age, even as they stretch and fray, they do not forget. They carry the shape of who you are. Not just your physical self, but your experiences. The skin remembers touch, the muscles remember motion, the bones remember weight. And though you may not hear it, every thread hums with the quiet rhythm of being alive. Let's drift deeper into this woven world within you. Every thread beneath your skin carries a memory, not just of your body's shape, but of the life it has lived. Imagine the moment you first learned to walk. Muscles pulled, joints bent, skin stretched, and all of it was made possible by these hidden strands. With each new movement, your cells responded, strengthening threads where they were needed, repairing those that wore thin. Even now, every time you reach, run, or rest, your body is weaving anew, guided by a quiet language written in DNA, translated into form through these living fibers. These threads don't work alone. They twist into bundles, networks, scaffolds that rise and fall inside you like bridges. When you breathe, the fibers in your lungs stretch like soft elastic, coiled and released again and again. When you speak, fine threads in your throat vibrate and shift, letting sound form from breath. When you sleep, your muscles relax, but the threads do not vanish. They remain, like a net holding you gently in place. And when you wake, they are ready, tightening or loosening just enough to carry you into motion. Some threads are made to last only hours, others remain with you for years. The skin renews itself in waves, shedding cells, replacing fibers, but the collagen in your joints, the keratin in your nails, the elastin in your blood vessels, those may last for decades. They changed, of course. They adapt, they fade, but they do not forget their purpose. Even as time adds wrinkles, even as movement grows slower, the threads beneath still sing the shape of you. Your body is not just shaped by these threads, it is protected by them. When a wound opens your skin, threads rush to mend it. When your bones crack, threads begin to rebuild. Some proteins, like fibrin, form clots in a matter of seconds, stopping bleeding with a mesh finer than any fabric made by hand. Others arrive more slowly, rebuilding what was lost. And still others, like enzymes, trim and reshape the fibers as needed, like gardeners tending a growing vine. These threads also respond to your feelings. When you're afraid, stress signals tell your muscles to tighten, pulling threads taut. When you're calm, signals ease the tension, letting the fibers rest. Joy, sorrow, exhaustion, all are felt not only in your heart, but in your muscles, your skin, your breath. Your emotions weave themselves into your tissues, sometimes so deeply that your body remembers long after your mind has moved on. Scientists have begun to map this hidden architecture. Using microscopes that see beyond light, they've watched fibers form in real time. They've seen how a single strand of actin can reach across a cell like a bridge. How collagen organizes itself into sheets that ripple beneath the skin. How proteins fold and unfold like tiny machines. Yet even with this knowledge, the full picture remains elusive. It is too intricate, too alive. The threads shift too quickly or hide too well. Like wind weaving through a field of grass, they leave their trace but not their form. Still, one truth stands clear. Your DNA does not simply build you once and stop. It gives your cells the power to respond. To weave, unweave, and weave again. If a part of you breaks, the pattern does not vanish. It is remembered. And as healing begins, the threads follow that memory, rebuilding the shape that was lost. This is why bones mend in the same shape, why scars trace familiar paths, why strength can return after weakness. Your DNA holds the blueprints, but the threads carry the craft. This is not just structure, it is life's choreography, a rhythm played out in fibre and form. You're not a statue, you're not fixed, you're a tapestry in motion. Every breath, every blink, every shift of your hand is guided by fibres beneath the skin, responding to the signals above. They hold you, move you, protect you, and they do it without needing to be seen. If you could look inside yourself, truly see what lies beneath the surface, you would find beauty in the unseen. A dance of filaments more graceful than any art, more durable than any stone, and you would see that each thread, no matter how small, is part of the story, a part of you. Now let us drift to the quiet ending of this woven journey, the place where the body's threads begin to rest, but never stop. Even as you lie still, even as your breath slows in sleep, the threads beneath your skin continue their soft work. They do not ask for attention. They do not seek recognition. They know only their rhythm, their task, their memory. You're held together not by force, but by trust. A trust woven into every pore, taught to every cell by DNA's silent instructions. Some threads become fragile with time. The elastin in your skin no longer springs back as quickly. The collagen in your joints softens, stretches. These changes are not failures. They are part of the poem. The thread doesn't snap, it simply flows with age, folding new verses into your story. You grow slower, yes, but you also grow softer, wiser. The same hands that once curled in a child's grasp now carry memories instead of weight. The same muscles that once ran now walk with reflection. And the threads still carry you, gently, faithfully, with every step. There is wonder in this quiet aging. Every wrinkle is a fold in the fabric of your life. Every scar is a stitch of resilience. Every line drawn across your hands is a thread's memory of touch, of labour, of holding on. You are not unravelling, you are becoming more intricate. Your body is not losing shape, it is becoming more real, more deeply woven into the world. And even as your threads age, your body still repairs. Each night as you sleep, your cells mend torn fibres, strengthen worn strands. Your DNA still guides the process, like a composer gently reminding the orchestra of the next notes. Even dreams are wrapped in the threads of proteins and signals, your mind wandering while your body weaves quietly in the dark. You're always in motion, even when still. Sometimes threads fray too much. Disease comes. A misfolded protein, a scar too deep, a structure weakened. But even in those moments, your body does not give up. It reroutes, it adapts. Other threads step in, shift shape, offer strength. There is kindness in this. Cells protecting each other, fibers holding where others fail. The body, even at its most broken, still tries to hold on. You may never feel these threads, you may never see them, but they are the hidden architecture of your life. They listen to your DNA, yes, but they also listen to your choices, to what you eat, to how you move, to how you love and grieve and rest. Each moment changes the weave, each breath alters the tension. You're not just built by genes, you are shaped by living. And one day, when your body finally quiets, when the weaving ends, the threads will rest too. But the story they helped write will remain. In your children, perhaps, in the lives you touched, in the echoes your body leaves behind, tissues donated, memories held, words spoken that ripple far beyond your years. The thread beneath the skin does not vanish. It becomes part of the greater tapestry, the world's body, the endless fabric of life. So as you go on, remember this. Your body is not random, it is woven. It is stitched with wisdom, older than memory, sewn with care by cells that follow silent songs. You are not fragile, you are threaded with strength, and in every moment your body holds you, not with metal or glue or stone, but with threads born from a code lit by light, moved by life. They are always with you, beneath the skin, singing the shape of who you are. Inside your body, memories are not only stored in your mind. They live in your cells too, quiet, physical, hidden. This kind of remembering doesn't speak in words or pictures. It speaks in patterns, in responses, in the way your body adapts. Every scar, every defense, every healing, it all begins with this invisible memory. It is not the kind you recall when closing your eyes. It is deeper. It's the kind you carry in your blood, in your muscles, in the soft tissues that rebuild themselves after each hurt. This memory is older than thought, and it begins with the immune system. From the moment you are born, your cells begin to learn. The immune system, like a newborn library, starts blank. Then with each illness, each scrape, each breath of the outside world, it begins to write. Your white blood cells catalogue invaders, viruses, bacteria, toxins, like old librarians placing bookmarks in dangerous pages. The next time they see that same threat, they remember. They respond faster, stronger. This is called immunological memory, and it is one of the most remarkable forms of biological learning. Your cells remember sickness the way your heart remembers music. It becomes instinct. But the memory of cells is not only about danger, it's also about growth. Muscles remember movement. If you stop exercising, your muscles grow weaker. But start again, and they rebuild faster. Why? Because the cells have remembered what it means to stretch, to carry, to move. This is called muscle memory, but it is more than a trick of motion. It's a conversation between DNA and the body's experience. Every lift, every step, every fall teaches your cells something new, and they store that knowledge quietly, waiting for you to call on it again. Even skin remembers. Have you noticed how a scar doesn't just fade? It stays, as if your body doesn't want to forget what happened there. That's because your skin cells respond not only to wounds, but to history. They change the way they behave. They grow tougher in places that were once damaged. They call extra help to spots where danger once came. Your body isn't just reacting, it's learning. It's remembering what it survived. And then there are memories even older, passed down before you were born. Your DNA carries fragments of events your ancestors lived through. This is not metaphor. It's molecular. Some scientists believe that trauma can leave marks on your genes, not by changing the letters, but by changing how they're read. This is epigenetic memory. Imagine it like soft bookmarks placed inside your DNA, signaling to your body, this was once important. These signals might tell your cells to be more alert, more cautious, more reactive. The fear that helped your grandmother survive may still whisper in your veins. The resilience your grandfather carried may still pulse in your heart. Even the simplest cells remember. In the lining of your gut, immune cells remember what foods hurt you. In your lungs, cells remember pollutants they've battled before. Your body is not guessing. It is recognizing. It is building a story from every breath you've taken, every illness you've fought, every wound you've healed. And that story is not written in ink. It's written in proteins, in patterns, in shifts that happen without you ever knowing. This memory shapes your body in gentle ways. A baby born into cold weather grows with more insulation. A child raised in sunlight may develop stronger bones. A body exposed to repeated strain may grow tougher tendons. And none of this is just automatic. It is memory. Cells reading past experiences, adapting to meet the future. You're not a blank slate. You're an ongoing experiment, constantly rewritten by everything you've lived through. So the next time your body aches after returning to a familiar movement, or your skin reacts before your thoughts can catch up, know this: your cells remember. They are not waiting for you to think. They are already acting, already adapting, already preparing. This is not magic, it is biology. But it feels like magic all the same, a quiet intelligence beneath your skin, learning your story as it unfolds. Let's drift deeper into this strange and beautiful world where cells carry memory, like water holds the shape of the vessel it touches. The body, though made of living tissue, functions like a long memory machine. Every organ, every system carries its own kind of awareness. Not consciousness, perhaps, not thought in the way a brain thinks, but awareness born of repetition, response and change. This is the body's second mind, not in your skull, but in your bones, your gut, your skin. And each part remembers what it needs to. Take the bones, for instance. They are not static, they are not just white scaffolds holding you upright. Bones are dynamic. They sense weight, pressure, even a trauma. If you run, they grow denser. If you swim, they adjust to buoyancy. If you break one, the bone remembers where, and new cells form with a special urgency in that spot. Some researchers believe this is a form of mechanical memory, where cells embedded in bone called osteocytes record the stresses they've endured. It's not emotional memory, it's structural, but it's still a kind of remembering, a form of biological storytelling in calcium and marrow. Then there is the heart, not just a pump, but a listener. Heart cells too remember. They learn rhythms, hold on to stress, respond faster to patterns they've felt before. When you feel anxious, your heart races because your body has learned that this sensation might mean you need to act quickly. But when calm returns, your heart slows, adapting its rhythm again. If you practice breathing deeply every day, your heart begins to remember that slower pace. It adjusts. It holds that memory gently, ready to bring you back to balance the next time you feel lost. In your gut, memory takes a more complicated form. Millions of neurons line your intestines, so many that some call it the second brain. These nerves learn what food helps you, what hurts you, when you are safe, when you are stressed. They change how you digest, how you absorb more nutrients, how you respond to pain. This system doesn't just take orders from your brain, it sends messages back. It remembers not only what you've eaten, but how you felt when you did. This is why comfort food feels like comfort. It's not just taste, it's emotional memory stored in tissue. The immune system's memory too becomes deeper with every illness. Not only does it learn what bacteria or virus to fight, but how to fight it better. The first time your body meets a new illness, the response is cautious, experimental. The second time it reacts with confidence. Antibodies rush forward, cells replicate defense patterns, and you heal faster. This is cellular education, experience translated into biology. The immune system does not forget. Even years later, memory cells remain ready to act. But not all cellular memory is protective. Sometimes cells remember harm too well. In chronic pain, nerves keep firing long after the injury is gone. They remember pain and expect it. They become oversensitive, overvigilant. In autoimmune diseases, the immune system misremembers the body as a threat. It attacks its own tissues. This shows us something profound. Memory, even in cells, must be balanced. Too little, and we are unprotected. Too much, and we turn against ourselves. And then there are epigenetic memories, marks left on your DNA not by changing the letters, but by tagging them with molecules that guide how they're read. These tags are shaped by your environment, diet, stress, exposure to toxins, even love. Some of these marks fade, others remain, and they can be passed to your children. Imagine that, your experiences writing soft instructions into your genetic code, whispering them forward to the next generation. If your life was filled with struggle, your children's bodies may prepare more quickly for stress. If your life was safe and nurturing, their cells might remember calm. All of this happens without your awareness. You don't feel your cells learning, you don't hear them filing information, building patterns, adjusting processes, but they are doing it every second. Right now, your immune system is reviewing its records, your gut is adjusting to the food you've eaten, your heart is balancing its rhythm based on your mood. Your muscles are storing the motion of how you sit, how you breathe, how you move your fingers to read these words. Your body is remembering what it means to be you. And in all of this, the DNA remains the steady guide. It does not decide what will be remembered, but it offers the instructions, the grammar of growth, the structure of response, and the alphabet of change. The experiences decide which sentences are repeated, which chapters are underlined. Your DNA holds the book. Your life decides what gets read over and over until the page becomes muscle, blood, breath. This is not a mechanical process. It is alive. It is tender. It means that healing is possible, not just because time passes, but because your cells learn what it means to be whole again. It means that growth is real, not just in height or weight, but in wisdom your body keeps in silence. It means that you are not just a mind in a body. You are a body that remembers how to survive, how to adapt, how to thrive. You may forget, but your cells do not. You may move on, but your tissue still holds the echo. And sometimes in stillness, when you breathe deeply or feel something you cannot name, it is your body's memory rising, not as a thought, but as a truth beneath your skin. Now let us ease into the soft closure of this journey, where memory within your cells becomes both a gift and a gentle burden. As your body moves through time, these memories shape not only how you heal, but who you become. Scars remind you of wounds survived. Immune cells stand guard like quiet sentinels forever vigilant. Your muscles remember the dance of movement long after you have stopped practicing. Even when the mind forgets, the cells carry on, holding the traces of every touch, every fall, every breath of pain or pleasure. This cellular memory is not always kind. Sometimes it clings too tightly, holding on to trauma long after the body has healed. It can echo in pain that refuses to fade, in immune responses that attack what they once vowed to protect. Yet even in these moments, the body is learning, responding with the wisdom it has been given. It seeks balance, healing, a way to weave peace into its tangled threads. There is hope in this remembering. Scientists explore ways to help cells forget what harms them and remember what heals. Through medicine, through care, through the gentle art of rest and movement, you can guide your body's memory toward renewal. The body is not locked into its past. It is a living story, able to rewrite itself with patience and kindness. And perhaps most beautiful is the idea that your cells carry a collective memory, not only your own, but of the generations before you. This inheritance is woven into your DNA, marked in patterns and tags that shape your responses. You are the sum of countless lives, a living bridge between the past and the future. Your body remembers what it means to survive, to love, to hope. So rest now in the knowledge that every cell holds a piece of you, a piece of your story. Your body is not just flesh and bone, it is a vast library, a tapestry of memory written in molecules and light. It carries you through each day with a quiet, unyielding wisdom, learning, healing, adapting. And in the soft silence beneath your skin, the cells continue to remember, to hold, to weave the story of your life, always unfolding, always becoming. Imagine the voices of your ancestors as echoes that ripple through time, not in sound, but in the very cells that make you. Long before you were born, generations lived, loved, and breathed, each leaving a trace in the threads of your DNA. These echoes are not stories told by words, but by patterns etched deep within you, whispering secrets from the past that shape the present. Every breath you take carries a connection to those who came before, their lives folded into your being like a gentle, unseen river flowing through your veins. Your DNA is a library that holds these echoes, a book with chapters written long ago, pages worn by time yet still vibrant with meaning. When you walk, laugh, or cry, you're not just yourself. You're also a chorus of countless lives that preceded you. The shape of your eyes, the curl of your hair, the rhythm of your heartbeat, all carry hints of the journeys your ancestors made. In this way, you are both new and ancient, a living bridge between past and future. Scientists have discovered that some of these echoes reach beyond the simple passing of genes. They live in epigenetic marks, chemical tags added to DNA that influence how genes are read without changing the underlying letters. These tags are shaped by experiences, stress, diet, environment, and can be passed down through generations. It's as if your ancestors left notes for you, warning of dangers or guiding towards strength. The echoes are not just biological, they are stories of survival, resilience, and hope. In some cultures, these echoes are felt deeply, passed through stories, traditions, and rituals that honor the past. But science shows us that the connection goes further, deep into the cells themselves. A mother's experiences during pregnancy can influence her child's health. A family's hardships may leave marks on their descendants' DNA. This invisible inheritance weaves history into biology, making you part of a chain that stretches far beyond your own life. The echoes also reach into the way your body responds to the world. Your immune system, for example, carries memories of ancient battles against disease, inherited from ancestors who fought to survive. Your metabolism may reflect the times when food was scarce or abundant. Even your reactions to stress or comfort can carry echoes from distant pasts, tuned by the lives lived before you. And yet these echoes are not destiny. They are threads in a vast tapestry woven alongside your own experiences, your choices, your environment. You have the power to add new chapters, to shape how these ancient whispers guide you. Your life is a dialogue between past and present, a delicate dance where echoes inform but do not define. Imagine now the vastness of this connection. Each of your cells holds a story that began millions of years ago, linking you to the first creatures that swam in ancient seas, to the forests that breathed long before humans walked the earth. Your body is a living archive, carrying the echoes of evolution, adaptation, and change. In every heartbeat, there is a rhythm that has played since the dawn of life. This understanding can bring a quiet comfort. When you feel alone, you're not. You carry within you the strength of countless lives, the resilience of those who came before, the wisdom of a lineage that has endured storms, joys, losses, and triumphs. The echoes of your ancestors are a reminder that you are part of something greater, a continuous story unfolding through time. So as you move through your days, take a moment to feel these echoes beneath your skin, in your breath, in the soft pulse of life. They are there, always, a gentle chorus singing the story of who you are, where you come from, and the endless journey ahead. Let's drift deeper into the echoes that ripple through your cells, shaping not just your body but your very being. The story of your ancestors is woven into every thread of your DNA, but it is also written in the way your cells respond, adapt, and remember. This is not a simple inheritance of traits like eye color or height. It is a subtle conversation, a layering of experiences passed down across generations, whispered in chemical tags and molecular signals. These epigenetic marks act like bookmarks, placed by your ancestors' lives to guide your own. Stress endured long ago may have turned certain genes on or off, making descendants more alert, more cautious. Nutrition, environment, trauma, all leave traces that echo through time. The body carries this history silently, shaping its responses to the world in ways you may never consciously notice. In experiments with the animals, scientists have seen how trauma or nurturing can alter these epigenetic marks and influence behavior across generations. Rats exposed to stress would pass down changes that made their offspring more anxious or more resilient. In humans, evidence is emerging that famine, war, and hardship experienced by grandparents can affect the health and stress responses of grandchildren. It is as if the body remembers what the mind has long forgotten. Yet this inheritance is not a curse or a fixed fate. It is a call to awareness, a chance to understand how deeply connected we are to our past. The echoes of your ancestors shape your potential, but your life can also rewrite those echoes. Acts of kindness, healing, and love may soften the marks left by pain. The body's memory is flexible, responsive, and alive. Think also of the power in your hands, the power to nurture your own children, to pass on not just genes, but a legacy of care. Your body is a vessel carrying the stories of the past, but it is also a seed for the future. What you do now, how you live, how you heal, can influence generations yet to come. You are both an echo and a voice. The dance of ancestry is visible in more than biology. It is found in traditions, languages, stories told around fires, songs sung across time. But science shows us that these cultural echoes are mirrored inside your cells, carried in molecules and light. You are a living bridge between ancient history and tomorrow's dawn. Imagine your DNA as a vast library, with some books open, others closed, and many marked with notes from those who read before. Your ancestors wrote in those margins, added footnotes, highlighted passages. Their lives have shaped the language your body speaks today, and now you hold the pen to add your own lines. This understanding invites a sense of belonging, rooted not only in place or family, but in time itself. You are part of a story longer than your own life, deeper than memory, wider than imagination. The echoes of your ancestors are the threads that connect you to earth, sky, and stars. They are the quiet music playing beneath your breath. So as you breathe in and out, feel the rhythm of that music. Let it remind you that you are never truly alone. You carry within you the strength of countless lives, the lessons of survival, and the hope of beginnings yet to come. The echoes of your ancestors are a gift, a whisper of belonging, a song of endurance, a call to live fully in the present while honouring the past. Now let us gently close this chapter of echoes, where the past meets the present in a quiet embrace. The story of your ancestors is not just history. It is alive inside you, in the folds of your DNA, in the patterns of your cells, in the rhythms of your heart. Their lives shape the landscape of your body, leaving marks both visible and invisible, guiding your steps even when you cannot see the path. These echoes are the gentle hand of time, reminding you that you are part of a larger story woven through generations. Sometimes the echoes bring pain, stories of hardship, loss, and struggle passed down through the silent language of genes. But within those echoes is also resilience, hope, and strength. The same threads that carry wounds also carry the power to heal. Your ancestors faced storms, walked unknown lands, overcame fears, and found joy. That spirit flows through you, a living testament to survival and love. As you move through your days, remember that these echoes are gifts, even when they are heavy. They connect you to a lineage of courage and endurance. When you feel tired or lost or unsure, reach inward and listen. There is a voice beneath your skin, a whisper in your cells, a song in your blood that has travelled across time to find you. It is the voice of those who came before, inviting you to continue, to grow, to live with purpose. And your life is the next verse in this endless song. With each breath, you honour those who came before you and those who will follow. You carry their stories, their dreams, their lessons, and in doing so, you become more than just yourself. You become part of a timeless journey, a tapestry woven with care and wonder. So rest in this knowledge, gently and deeply. Feel the echoes within you, steady and true. Know that you are not alone, not separate, but bound by invisible threads of love and life. The past is with you, shaping you, guiding you, carrying you forward. And in the stillness beneath your skin, the echoes of your ancestors sing on, soft, enduring and full of light. Inside every cell within the tightly coiled strands of DNA lies not just a code but a blueprint that dreams. It is not a blueprint printed on paper or carved in stone, but one alive with possibility, shimmering with the quiet energy of becoming. This blueprint does not simply instruct, it imagines. It holds the potential for growth, change, and wonder, like a seed that carries within it the promise of a towering tree. In this way, your DNA is not a static script, but a living story unfolding with each breath and heartbeat. Imagine the double helix as a spiral staircase that winds infinitely upward, each step a promise of something new. The letters A, T, C, and G are like stars in a night sky, arranged not randomly but with a mysterious rhythm. This rhythm is the music your cells dance to, the pulse that guides their work. Your body is built one note at a time, each protein crafted like a delicate instrument playing its part in a symphony of life. The blueprint dreams of you in every cell, in every moment. But this dreaming blueprint is not alone. It lives within a complex world of signals and responses, where molecules speak in whispers and shadows. Environmental cues, chemical messengers, and the gentle touch of other cells all influence how the blueprint is read. It is a conversation between the code and the world, a dance where the steps change depending on the music. Your DNA listens to this world and adapts its dreams, shaping your growth and healing, your strength and fragility. This dreaming is most evident in the earliest stages of life. From a single fertilized cell, the blueprint begins to unfold, imagining every organ, every tissue, every fibre. It does not have a fixed plan, but a flexible one, responding to the conditions it encounters. It can guide the formation of a heart that beats in rhythm or lungs that breathe air. It can dream of fingers that grasp or eyes that see light. Each moment, the blueprint dreams of becoming more you, more alive. Even as you grow older, the blueprint does not stop dreaming. Your body repairs itself, rebuilds, and renews, following the same ancient script. Cells read the letters again and again, crafting proteins, folding fibers, shaping new structures. When you heal a wound, the blueprint dreams of wholeness, guiding cells to knit skin and bone back together. When you learn a new skill, muscles reshape, neurons form new connections, all following the gentle urging of this living design. But the blueprint's dreams are not without mystery. Scientists are still uncovering how it works, how it chooses which genes to activate and when. Some sections seem silent, waiting for the right moment or signal to awaken. Others flicker like candles, lighting up in response to stimuli. This dynamic reading of the blueprint is like a dream shifting in sleep, sometimes clear, sometimes obscure, but always alive with possibility. What if the blueprint also dreams of more than the body? What if it holds secrets of memory, emotion, even consciousness? While we don't yet fully understand this, some researchers believe that DNA influences not only physical traits but also how the brain develops, how thoughts form, how feelings arise. The blueprint may be the silent architect of your inner world, crafting not just the vessel but the experience of being. This idea invites wonder. You're not simply a product of your genes. You are the unfolding of a dream, written in molecules and light. Each day your body reads this dream anew, creating the unique tapestry of who you are. Your laughter, your tears, your quiet moments, they are all woven from the living blueprint inside you. So as you move through your day, remember that you carry within you a blueprint that dreams, a design alive with possibility, shaping your growth, your healing, your very being. This blueprint is not fixed. It is a living poem, a song of life, always imagining the next verse, always reaching toward the future. Let us now drift deeper into the dreaming blueprint, the mysterious way DNA listens and responds to the world around it. This is no mere instruction manual. It is a living dialogue, where the script adjusts and shifts like waves in the ocean. Signals from inside and outside the body whisper to the DNA, coaxing genes to awaken or rest, shaping not only who you are but who you may become. Imagine your DNA as a canvas where light and shadow paint ever-changing patterns, a dance of possibility and response. The environment plays a vital role in this dance. Temperature, nutrition, stress, and even thoughts send signals that influence which parts of the blueprint are read. These external whispers affect the chemical tags on DNA, turning genes on or off in a process called epigenetics. It's like the blueprint has pages that can be highlighted or left blank, changed not by rewriting the words but by how they are read. This means your life experience shapes your biology in real time, weaving your story into the fabric of your genes. This flexibility allows for incredible adaptation. Consider how plants grow toward light, or how animals adjust their fur thickness with seasons. In humans, epigenetic changes guide development, healing, and even behavior. Your cells remember what they need to survive and thrive, altering their actions based on past experiences. This memory is part of the blueprint's dream, a dream that includes not just your body's form, but its resilience and capacity to change. The blueprint's dreaming is also evident in stem cells, those remarkable cells that can become almost any type of tissue. These cells hold the potential of life itself, waiting for the right signals to awaken their destiny. When you heal a cut or regrow a bone, stem cells answer the call, reading the blueprint and transforming into the needed cells. Their power lies in their flexibility, their ability to dream many futures and choose the one best for the moment. Scientists have begun to understand that this dreaming blueprint is a conversation across time and space within the body. Molecules called transcription factors move through the cell, finding their places on DNA, guiding gene expression like conductors of an orchestra. Some genes act quickly, others slowly. Some respond to immediate threats, others to long-term changes. The blueprint listens and adapts, creating a symphony of life that is always in motion. The complexity of this system is awe-inspiring. Each gene is part of networks that interact in ways we are just beginning to grasp. Some genes influence others, some are silenced by their neighbors, and others can be reawakened years later. This dynamic system means your blueprint is never fixed. It is a living entity that dreams, adapts, and grows with you. This dreaming is not confined to your body alone. Research suggests that the blueprint's flexibility may extend to future generations. Epigenetic marks influenced by your experiences might be passed to children, preparing them for the world you have known. It is as if the blueprint carries a message, a hope, that life continues, that adaptation is possible, that the dream goes on. Yet despite its power, the blueprint is delicate. Disruptions in gene expression can lead to disease, to misfolded proteins, to malfunctions. The balance between stability and flexibility is finely tuned. Cells have systems to check and repair errors, to maintain harmony in the dream. When these systems fail, illness may arise, but even then, the blueprint holds the possibility of healing and restoration. So as you move through your life, remember that the blueprint inside you is more than code. It is a dream of life itself, a dream that listens, responds, and adapts. It is the quiet force shaping your growth, your healing, your being, and in every moment it reaches toward the future, weaving the endless story of who you are. Now, let us gently bring this story of the dreaming blueprint to a quiet close. A place where possibility meets purpose, where the mystery of life finds gentle resolution. The blueprint within you is not merely a static plan etched in molecules. It is a living, breathing promise. It dreams not just of what you are, but of what you might become. This dream is written in light and shadow, in the folds of your DNA, and in the dance of your cells. As your body moves through time, this blueprint guides each moment of growth and repair. When you heal from injury, it whispers instructions for rebuilding, knitting tissues with care. When you learn a new skill, it supports the changes in your brain, shaping new pathways for memory and thought. Even as you rest, the blueprint dreams, directing the quiet work of renewal that keeps you alive. Yet the blueprint's greatest wonder lies in its openness, the way it holds endless possibility within its letters. It does not dictate a fixed fate, but invites you to co-create your story. Your environment, your choices, your hopes and fears all shape how the blueprint unfolds. Like a garden tended with care, your life nurtures the dream written in your cells. Scientists continue to explore this mystery, uncovering layers of complexity beyond imagination. They see how tiny chemical marks alter gene expression, how proteins fold and interact, how cells communicate in silent symphonies. Each discovery reveals new facets of the blueprint's dream, an ever-evolving dance between code and life. In this dance, you are both the dancer and the music. You are the dreamer and the dream. The blueprint within you holds the promise of renewal, of transformation, of endless becoming. It is a poem written in molecules and light, a song of life that plays softly beneath your skin. So rest now in the knowledge that you carry a living blueprint, a design that dreams of you. A blueprint that adapts, heals, and grows. A blueprint that sings the endless story of life itself. And as you breathe, move, and live, you join in this ancient dream, weaving your verse into the timeless song of existence. Deep within the spirals of your DNA, there are whispers, soft voices carried on the twisting strands of the helix. These whispers are not sounds you can hear, but messages written in the language of life itself. They speak of connections, of instructions, of secrets held in the delicate folds of molecules. The double helix is more than a structure. It is a place where communication happens in silence, where the past and future meet in a dance of light and shadow. Imagine the helix as a twisted ribbon, glowing faintly in the dark, each twist carrying a message from one part of your body to another. These messages are carried by the molecules called RNA, tiny messengers that read the DNA's letters and carry instructions to the parts of the cell that build proteins. The process is quiet and precise, like a whispered conversation that shapes every part of you. Without these whispers, your body could not grow, heal, or even breathe. But the whispers in the helix are more than just instructions. They carry stories of ancient origins, stories that began billions of years ago when life first sparked on Earth. The patterns in your DNA echo the changes that shaped all living things, from the simplest bacteria to the complexity of humans. Each twist in the helix is a chapter in a vast, unfolding story of evolution, adaptation, and survival. Scientists are still learning how these whispers work. They have discovered that some parts of DNA that were once thought to be silent are actually full of activity, sending out signals that regulate genes in ways we do not yet fully understand. These hidden messages may control when and where genes are turned on or off, helping cells respond to their environment. The helix is not a quiet thread, but a lively, bustling avenue of communication. Inside the nucleus of each cell, the helix coils and uncoils in a delicate balance. When it opens, the whispers can be heard more clearly, allowing the cell to read the instructions. When it folds tightly, the messages are paused, waiting for the right moment. This dynamic dance ensures that your body responds to change with grace, turning on the right genes at the right time, building the proteins you need to live and grow. These whispers also connect to the world outside your cells. Signals from hormones, nutrients, and even stress can influence the way the helix folds and unfolds, changing the messages it sends. This is part of how your body adapts to its environment, how your genes respond to the world you live in, shaping who you are day by day. The helix's whispers are not only about survival, but about identity. They shape your features, your abilities, your health. They carry the instructions that make your eyes their color, your hair its curl, your voice its tone. They are the quiet artists painting the portrait of you, with each message a brushstroke in an invisible masterpiece. And yet these whispers are delicate. Changes in the sequence, the letters of DNA, can alter the messages, sometimes leading to disease or disorder. But even then, the helix continues to whisper, sometimes adapting, sometimes faltering, but always present. The balance between stability and change is part of the miracle of life. As you live, breathe, and move, the whispers in your helix continue their endless song. They guide the building blocks of your body, shaping you in ways both seen and unseen. They carry the wisdom of ages, the story of your ancestors, and the promise of your future. So as you rest in stillness or move through your day, listen quietly to these whispers, not with your ears, but with your being. They are the silent conversations that create you, sustain you, and carry you forward. A timeless melody written in the language of life. Let us drift deeper now into the whispers carried by the helix, the subtle signals that weave life's fabric at the smallest scales. The DNA helix is surrounded by proteins and molecules that listen closely to its messages, reading and interpreting the whispers with care. These molecules are called transcription factors, and they are the conductors in the orchestra of your cells, deciding when a gene's voice should rise or fall. Their delicate balance is what keeps your body in harmony, responding gracefully to change. These whispers also tell a story of communication not just within one cell, but between cells. Cells send signals through chemical messengers that affect how the helix in neighboring cells behaves. This cellular dialogue allows your tissues and organs to function as a unified whole, a body that breathes, moves, heals, and feels. The whispers in one helix become a chorus heard throughout your body, guiding growth, repair, and balance. Scientists have discovered that these signals are influenced by the environment in remarkable ways. Stress, nutrition, toxins, and even social interactions can alter the way the helix folds and unfolds, changing which whispers are heard. This dynamic flexibility is the essence of epigenetics, where the helix's messages are fine-tuned by our life's experiences without changing the underlying code. It is a conversation between your genes and the world around you. Inside the nucleus, the helix is folded tightly into structures called chromatin. When the chromatin loosens, the whispers become louder. The genes can be read and proteins produced. When it tightens, the whispers fade, silencing gene expression. This folding and unfolding is not random. It is a carefully orchestrated dance responding to signals within and outside the cell. The helix is alive with movement, a spiral staircase where every step leads to a new possibility. The whispers also carry the history of your ancestors. Certain chemical marks left on the helix can be passed down through generations, influencing how genes are expressed in your body. This means the life experiences of your parents and grandparents may subtly shape your own health and development. It is as if the helix holds a memory beyond the letters of DNA, a memory carried in the patterns of its folding and its chemical tags. These subtle signals have profound effects. They influence how your immune system responds to threats, how your brain develops and forms memories, how your body heals wounds. The whispers in the helix are part of the conversation that allows your body to adapt and survive in a changing world. They are the language of life's resilience. But the helix's whispers are fragile. Mutations, changes in the DNA letters, can alter the messages, sometimes with harmful effects. Yet even when mutations occur, the body often finds ways to cope, to repair, to balance. The dance of the helix continues, sometimes faltering but never stopping. It is the endless conversation that sustains life. As you breathe, move, and think, remember that within every cell, the helix is whispering, guiding, responding. It is a symphony without sound, a language without words, a dance without footsteps. And in its quiet, persistent way, it tells the story of you, a story written in light, shadow, and spiral. Now imagine the whispers in the helix coming to a gentle pause, a moment where the dance of molecules and signals settles into quiet understanding. The messages carried by the twisting strands of DNA do not stop, they continue endlessly, guiding each cell, each organ, each breath you take. But in this stillness, there is a reflection, a recognition of the delicate balance between change and constancy, between the known and the mysterious. These whispers have travelled through time, linking you to every living thing that has ever breathed. They carry the legacy of evolution, adaptation, and survival, threads woven through the tapestry of life itself. Yet they also hold the uniqueness of you, the particular story written in your cells that makes you who you are. In the silent turns of the helix, past and present meet, shaping a future still unfolding. The dance of the helix is a reminder that life is not fixed but fluid, always adapting, always dreaming. It shows us that even the smallest molecules have stories to tell, stories of resilience, of connection, of endless becoming. These whispers teach us to listen deeply, to honour the unseen forces that shape our being, and to find wonder in the quiet mysteries beneath our skin. As you rest in this thought, feel the gentle hum of life within you, the silent conversations of your cells, the endless song of the helix. Know that you are part of this ancient dance, carried forward by whispers written in light and shadow. And in this knowing find peace, a soft, steady rhythm that carries you through each moment, a whisper of life that will never cease. Within the vast universe of your body, trillions of cells live together like a vast chorus. Each cell is a tiny singer, carrying its own voice, yet all united in harmony. They sing the same song, a song written in DNA that guides them to grow, to divide, to work together in perfect rhythm. This song is ancient, born at the dawn of life, and it continues to echo through every part of you. The remarkable thing is that though each cell has the same music, they sing different verses, creating a symphony of life that is both unified and diverse. Imagine this chorus inside you as a great forest where every tree hums a note, every leaf contributes a whisper. The cells, though they all carry the same genetic song, perform their parts according to their pain. Skin cells sing their song of protection, heart cells the melody of rhythm, nerve cells the tune of connection. They do not compete but complement, weaving together the complex music that is you. This harmony is guided by the way genes are expressed, turned on or off in different cells. Though every cell contains the full score of your DNA, each reads only the verses needed for its role. This selective singing ensures that your liver does not suddenly start beating like a heart, or your muscles do not grow new eyes. It is a delicate balance, a precise choreography that scientists are still working to understand. One way this is achieved is through epigenetics, the chemical marks and modifications that guide gene expression without changing the underlying DNA letters. These marks act like conductors' cues, signaling which genes to amplify and which to quiet. They help cells remember their role and maintain their identity throughout life. The epigenetic landscape is dynamic, changing in response to development, environment, and experience, yet always preserving the harmony of the cellular choir. The cells also communicate directly, sending signals through molecules that carry instructions and coordinate activities. This cellular communication is like the conductor's baton, keeping the tempo steady, cueing entrances, and ensuring that the song flows seamlessly. Without this coordination, the body's song would become discordant, and the harmony of life would falter. What is most astounding is that this singing begins from the very first cell, a fertilized egg, that divides and specializes into all the different cell types. From that single voice emerges a complex choir, each singer faithful to the song yet expressing it in a unique way. This process, called differentiation, is guided by the blueprint written in DNA but shaped by the whispers and signals that surround each cell. As the cells continue to sing in unison, they create tissues, organs, and systems that work together to sustain life. The heart beats its rhythm, the lungs breathe their breath, the brain weaves thoughts, all thanks to this cellular harmony. The song is endless, a continuous performance that carries you through every moment, from your first breath to your last. So when you feel your body move, think, or heal, remember the chorus within, the trillions of cells singing the same song. Their voices may be silent to your ears, but their music is the pulse of life itself. It is a song of connection, of unity, of endless possibility, a song that has played for billions of years and will continue long after your own voice fades. Let us drift deeper into this living choir, exploring how your cells maintain harmony through the delicate dance of gene expression and communication. Though every cell carries the complete genetic score, each must sing its part without drowning out the others. This balance is achieved through complex regulatory mechanisms that act like conductors, ensuring that genes are turned on and off at the right time and place. These processes are vital. Without them, the symphony of your body would fall into chaos. One key player in this regulation is epigenetics, a system of chemical modifications that do not alter the DNA sequence but change how genes are expressed. These epigenetic marks serve as cues, guiding cells to maintain their identity and function. For example, a skin cell carries the same DNA as a neuron but reads it differently, thanks to these chemical tags. This selective reading ensures that each cell contributes its unique voice to the chorus, preserving the diversity within unity. Cells also communicate directly through signaling molecules like hormones, neurotransmitters, and growth factors. These chemical messengers are the notes and rhythms that coordinate cellular activity across tissues and organs. When cells receive a signal, they adjust their gene expression and behavior accordingly, responding to changes in the body's needs or environment. This communication is continuous and dynamic, a feedback loop that sustains the harmony of life. The coordination among cells is especially crucial during development, when a single fertilized egg gives rise to the myriad specialized cells that form your body. Signals guide stem cells to differentiate into specific types, turning on the genes necessary for their roles while silencing others. This process is like tuning individual instruments in an orchestra to create a cohesive sound. Errors in this tuning can lead to developmental disorders or diseases, underscoring the importance of precise regulation. The cellular choir also adapts to changes throughout life. Environmental factors, lifestyle, and aging influence gene expression and cell behavior, reshaping the harmony. For example, muscle cells respond to exercise by increasing the production of proteins that strengthen fibers. Immune cells adjust their activity based on exposure to pathogens. Even brain cells remodel their connections in response to learning and experience. This plasticity ensures that the song of your body remains vibrant and responsive. Despite the complexity, the underlying theme is unity. The cells, while diverse, share the same genetic melody and work in concert to create the living organism. This unity is evident in the regenerative processes that heal wounds and replace damaged tissues. Cells coordinate to rebuild structures, restore function, and maintain balance. The song is not static but evolving, reflecting the ongoing interplay of genes, cells, and environment. Scientists continue to unravel the mysteries of this cellular symphony, using advanced technologies to observe gene expression patterns, cell signaling pathways, and epigenetic landscapes. Their discoveries reveal a world of exquisite precision and adaptability, where life is a constant negotiation between stability and change. This knowledge deepens our appreciation for the intricate harmony that sustains us. As you move, think, and breathe, your cells sing their song with quiet dedication. They are the unseen musicians of your existence, performing an ancient and ongoing composition. Their voices blend into a single melody, the song of life, resilience, and connection. It is a song without end, a testament to the beauty and complexity woven into every fibre of your being. Now, as we gently close this chapter on the harmony of your cellular song, imagine the quiet persistence of this chorus within you, a symphony that has played for billions of years and continues in every breath and heartbeat. The cells, though countless and diverse, unite in purpose, each singing its verse in a melody of life that is both timeless and uniquely yours. This song is not static. It evolves with every experience, every moment of healing, every thought and feeling that courses through you. The coordination among your cells is a testament to the power of connection and communication. Even when faced with injury or illness, this chorus adapts, reorganizes, and persists. The regenerative dance of your tissues, the immune responses that protect you, and the neural rewiring that supports memory all rely on this unified song. In this way, your body is a living testament to resilience and renewal, a continuous performance guided by the whispers of DNA and the conversations of cells. This symphony is also a reflection of your place in the natural world. The cellular song echoes the patterns found in forests, oceans, and skies, the rhythms of seasons, tides, and life cycles. You're a part of this grand music, connected through the shared language of biology. The cells singing within you are kin to the cells that compose every living being, each contributing its voice to the vast and intricate chorus of life. As you rest or move, think or dream, the song within you plays on, a melody shaped by evolution, experience, and the delicate balance of harmony and change. It is a reminder that life, at its core, is connection, that every cell, every molecule, is part of an endless dance of creation and renewal. So embrace the music inside you. Listen to the silent song of your cells. Feel the rhythm of life pulsing through your veins and the steady beat of unity beneath your skin. This song is yours to carry, a gift passed down through eons, a living legacy that will continue as long as life itself endures. Deep within the heart of the earth, where sunlight barely reaches, ancient forests breathe quietly, holding secrets as old as time itself. These forests are not just collections of trees, they are living tapestries woven with life, memory, and connection. Imagine towering trees whose roots stretch deep into the soil, intertwining with fungi and microbes in a silent dance of survival and support. Each leaf, each branch, each whispering breeze carries stories passed down through centuries, stories that speak of growth, resilience, and the endless cycle of life. The ancient forest is a dream in green, a world where time flows differently, slow, patient. Here the rhythm is dictated by the seasons, the sun, and the earth's heartbeat. Trees rise slowly, year after year, their rings recording tales of drought and rain, of fire and calm. These rings are pages in a living book chronicling the forest's journey through ages long before humans walked the earth. Beneath the soil, a hidden network thrives, a mycelial web connecting roots, sharing nutrients, and exchanging information. This underground world is the forest's nervous system, a web of whispers that sustains life above. In this dreamscape, every creature plays a part, from the smallest insect that pollinates flowers to the great predators that roam the shadows. Life flows in an intricate balance, each organism depending on others in ways both seen and unseen. The forest breathes as one, its air filled with the scent of earth and growth, its soil rich with decay that feeds new life. This cycle of death and rebirth is the forest's eternal song, a melody of transformation that echoes through time. The ancient forest holds lessons about endurance and adaptation. It has witnessed the rise and fall of climates, the shifting of continents, and the ebb and flow of species. Trees have adapted their forms, roots have deepened, and life has flourished in myriad ways. The forest teaches patience, the wisdom of growing slowly, responding gently to change, and thriving in harmony with the world. It is a living example of resilience, a reminder that life persists through even the harshest trials. Walking through this forest is like stepping into a dream where every sound and scent invites reflection. The rustle of leaves, the call of birds, the soft murmur of a stream, all blend into a symphony that soothes the soul. The ancient trees stand as silent sentinels, their presence grounding and comforting. They remind us that we too are part of a vast, interconnected web, a single thread in the fabric of life. As you breathe in the forest's air, feel the pulse of life beneath your feet. Know that the forest's long dream is also your own, a story of growth, change, and connection that unfolds with each passing moment. The ancient forest whispers its secrets softly, inviting you to listen, to learn, and to become part of its enduring song. Let us drift deeper into the ancient forest's secret life, beneath the green canopy, and into the tangled roots that bind the world together. The soil beneath your feet is alive, teeming with fungi, bacteria, and countless microorganisms that work tirelessly to sustain the forest's health. Among these, mycorrhizal fungi form vast networks that connect trees, like an underground internet, sharing nutrients and information in a silent, ceaseless conversation. These fungal threads extend from root to root, carrying phosphorus and nitrogen to thirsty trees, warning of droughts or pests, and even passing carbon compounds between neighbours. This hidden web is the forest's lifeline, a deep memory that has endured through millennia. Trees in this network are not solitary. They nurture one another in complex ways. Older, larger trees, sometimes called mother trees, support younger saplings by sending sugars and nutrients through these fungal connections. This generosity helps new life take root, ensuring the forest's survival across generations. When a tree is sick or damaged, the network isolates it, preventing disease from spreading. The forest acts as a community where cooperation and sharing take precedence over competition. This ancient wisdom, encoded in the roots and fungi, is a reminder that life flourishes best when connected. The dance of life continues above ground. Leaves capture sunlight, transforming it into energy through photosynthesis, which fuels growth and sustains every living creature beneath. Each breath of wind stirs the leaves, carrying scents and seeds to new places, spreading the forest's reach. Animals, from the tiniest insects to the largest mammals, play their parts in this grand ecosystem, pollinating flowers, dispersing seeds, and maintaining balance. The forest is a living web, where every movement ripples through the whole. Seasonal cycles shape the forest's rhythms. Spring brings renewal as buds burst open and flowers bloom, inviting pollinators with their sweet scents and vibrant colours. Summer's warmth fosters growth, while autumn paints the leaves in fiery hues before they fall to the ground, returning nutrients to the soil. Winter brings rest, a quiet pause in the cycle, where snow blankets the earth, protecting roots and seeds for the months ahead. These cycles echo the heartbeat of the planet itself, a steady pulse of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. Within this slow unfolding, the ancient forest preserves its memory, not just in the rings of trees, but in the chemistry of the soil and the behaviours of its inhabitants. The forest's health depends on this memory, an accumulated knowledge of how to survive floods, fires, droughts, and storms. After a wildfire, for example, certain trees release seeds only when exposed to intense heat, ensuring their offspring emerge when competition is low. Microbes adapt, changing the soil's composition to favour new growth. The forest learns and adapts, a living archive of resilience. Walking through these woods, you become part of this enduring story. The forest's breath mingles with yours, its life entwined with your own. You are connected to every root, every leaf, every creature in this vast community. The ancient forest teaches you patience and harmony, resilience and hope. It whispers that life, though fragile, is also fierce and persistent. It invites you to slow down, listen, and remember your place in the great web of existence. So let yourself be carried on the breath of the forest. Feel the pulse of ancient life beneath your feet, and know that you are part of a dream that stretches back through time. The forest's long story is your own, a tale of growth, connection, and endless becoming. Now, as the day fades and twilight wraps the forest in its gentle embrace, the ancient woods settle into a peaceful rhythm. The creatures of the night begin their soft songs, the rustle of small mammals in the underbrush, the flutter of owls gliding silently between branches, the chorus of insects weaving melodies beneath the stars. This nocturnal symphony is a reminder that life in the forest never truly rests. It shifts, adapts, and continues in cycles that have echoed for millennia. The soil, too, breathes in the dark. Microbial communities remain active, breaking down fallen leaves and wood, recycling nutrients in a quiet labour that sustains the forest's health. Fungal networks continue their invisible work, transmitting signals and sharing resources. These underground conversations form the foundation upon which all above-ground life depends, a hidden web of life that links every root and tree. Ancient forests are also reservoirs of knowledge, a living archive of the Earth's past. Their trees stand as silent historians, recording climate shifts, environmental changes, and even human footsteps in their growth rings. Researchers study these rings, peeling back layers of time to understand how the Earth has changed and how life has persisted. The forest holds these memories patiently, a timeless library written in wood and soil, yet the forest is more than a record. It is a living, breathing future. New seeds germinate, nourished by the rich soil and filtered light. Young saplings stretch upward, their leaves reaching for the sun, eager to grow, and one day join the chorus of giants. Life renews itself in a continuous cycle of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth, a dance as old as the planet itself. Walking through the ancient forest, you're invited to slow your breath, to listen deeply, and to feel connected. The forest teaches us about patience, the slow, deliberate unfolding of life. It shows us resilience, the power to endure storms and recover from wounds. It reminds us of interdependence, how every life is woven into the fabric of the whole. In this way, the forest is not just a place but a teacher, a healer, and a sanctuary. As you leave the forest's embrace, carry with you its quiet wisdom. Remember that you too are part of this vast web of life, connected by threads seen and unseen. Your story is intertwined with the Earth's story, a single note in the endless song of existence. The ancient forest's long dream continues within you, a living legacy of growth, change, and hope. Within every living cell, a quiet energy hums, an electricity that flows unseen, yet shapes the very essence of life. This electricity is not like the sparks that light a bulb or the current that powers a city. It is softer, more delicate, a gentle dance of ions moving across membranes and channels, orchestrating the symphony of your body. Imagine a world where tiny charged particles leap and ripple through cells, carrying messages that guide your heartbeat, your thoughts, your very breath. This is the electricity inside you, a vital force that connects biology to the subtle currents of life. The cell membrane acts as a barrier and a gatekeeper, controlling the flow of ions like sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride. These ions create tiny electrical gradients, differences in charge that cells use to send signals. This flow of electricity powers nerves to fire, muscles to contract, and senses to awaken. Each signal is a spark, a whisper of communication traveling at incredible speeds, allowing your brain to think, your heart to beat, your muscles to move in perfect harmony. Neurons, the specialized cells of your nervous system, are the master conductors of this electrical orchestra. They use changes in voltage to send messages across vast networks, connecting different parts of your body and mind. When a neuron fires, it creates an action potential, a brief surge of electrical energy that travels along its length. At the synapses, the junctions between neurons, this electrical signal sparks the release of chemicals that pass the message onward, weaving an intricate web of communication that underlies sensation, thought, memory, and emotion. This electrical activity is not confined to the brain and nerves alone. Muscle cells also rely on electrical signals to contract and relax, enabling movement and maintaining posture. The heart's rhythmic beating is regulated by a specialized group of cells that generate and conduct electrical impulses, ensuring that blood flows steadily through your body. Even the cells of your immune system use electrical signals to coordinate responses to threats, highlighting the pervasive role of electricity in life's dance. The origins of this cellular electricity trace back billions of years to the earliest forms of life that harnessed ion gradients to power basic functions. These ancient electrical systems evolved into the complex networks found in modern organisms, connecting cells and tissues in dynamic, responsive systems. This continuity reflects a deep connection between the physical laws of electricity and the biological processes of life, a connection that bridges chemistry, physics, and biology in a delicate balance. Scientists study these electrical phenomena using techniques like electroencephalography to measure brainwaves, electromyography to assess muscle activity, and cardiac monitors to track heart rhythms. These studies reveal the patterns and rhythms that characterize health and disease, helping us understand how disruptions in electrical signals can lead to conditions like epilepsy, arrhythmias, or paralysis. The more we learn, the more we appreciate the elegance and fragility of this electrical symphony. Beyond the scientific, the electricity inside you holds poetic meaning. It is the unseen current that links mind to body, thought to action, life to energy. It is a reminder that beneath the surface of flesh and bone lies a vibrant flow of charge and light, a dance of ions that animates your being. This electrical dance is the pulse of existence, the spark that ignites consciousness and drives the endless rhythms of life. As you sit in quiet reflection or move through your day, consider the electricity within, The currents that pulse through your cells, the signals that guide your every move, the energy that connects you to the universe. It is a silent power, a gentle force, a living light that shines through the darkest moments and fuels the brightest joys. The electricity inside you is the song of life itself, endlessly flowing, endlessly alive. Let us drift deeper into the gentle currents of electricity that flow unseen, yet shape every moment of your existence. This electric dance within your cells is a complex language of signals, a form of communication that travels faster than any spoken word. Each tiny charge crossing the membrane of a neuron, muscle, or heart cell carries vital information, coordinating the intricate workings of your body. It is a silent symphony, playing out in the microscopic spaces where life meets energy. The flow of ions such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and chloride creates the electrical gradients that power this dance. These ions move through specialized channels, opening and closing, like gates to allow currents to pass or pause. The careful balance of these ions maintains the resting potential of cells, readying them to fire signals when called upon. When a neuron receives enough input, it triggers an action potential, a rapid change in voltage that races down its length like a wave, transmitting messages with incredible precision. This electrical signaling is the foundation of the nervous system's remarkable capabilities. It allows you to sense the world, to feel warmth or cold, pain or pleasure, to see colors and hear sounds. The brain's billions of neurons communicate through trillions of synapses, creating patterns of activity that underlie every thought, memory, and emotion. The electricity inside you is the language of consciousness, the pulse of awareness that animates your mind. Muscle cells also depend on this electrical flow. When nerves send signals to muscles, they trigger the release of calcium within the cells, initiating contraction. This process enables you to move with grace and strength, from the gentle twitch of a finger to the powerful leap of a runner. Even the heart relies on a specialized electrical system, generating rhythmic impulses that keep blood flowing in a steady, life-sustaining beat. Beyond movement and sensation, electrical signals play roles in healing and regulation. The immune system uses electrical gradients to detect invaders and coordinate responses, while cells in various organs use electrical cues to maintain balance and function. The electricity inside you is woven into the fabric of life, touching every process from birth to growth to repair. This electrical life is ancient, tracing back to the earliest forms of organisms that harnessed ion gradients for survival. Over billions of years, evolution refined these systems, building the complex neural networks that define higher life. The interplay between physics and biology in these electrical processes is a profound reminder of the unity underlying all natural phenomena. Scientific exploration continues to reveal new wonders about this electric world within. Techniques like EEG capture the brain's electrical rhythms, revealing waves that correspond to different states of consciousness: sleep, wakefulness, meditation. Cardiac monitors trace the heart's electrical patterns, diagnosing rhythms that sustain or threaten life. Each discovery deepens our understanding of how electricity animates and sustains us. In a poetic sense, the electricity inside you is more than science. It is a metaphor for life's spark, the unseen energy that connects mind, body, and spirit. It reminds us that beneath the surface of our being flows a river of light and charge, a constant current that powers our existence. This electricity is the silent song of life, an eternal flame burning softly within. As you breathe and move, sense the electricity that flows through you, the currents that bridge cells and organs, the pulses that carry your thoughts, the sparks that ignite your actions. It is a gentle force, endlessly vibrant, quietly powerful. The electricity inside you is life's hidden light, a melody without sound, a dance without form, yet the very essence of who you are. Now imagine the gentle closing of this story about the electricity inside you, the quiet force that animates every moment of your life, connecting body and mind in an endless dance. This electricity does not flash or roar. It hums softly, a steady current that pulses through your cells like the rhythm of a timeless song. It carries the memories of ancient life, the promises of growth, and the power to heal. With each heartbeat, each breath, each thought, this electric symphony continues, a constant and unyielding thread woven through the fabric of your being. The heart's electrical impulses keep time with the universe's pulse, steady and unbroken, guiding blood through your veins and oxygen to every corner of your body. The brain's electrical chatter creates the spark of consciousness, lighting pathways of thought, feeling, and memory. Muscles contract and relax in response to these signals, allowing you to dance, to embrace, to hold the world gently in your hands. This harmony of electricity is not only the foundation of physical life, but the source of your experience, your awareness, your connection to the world. Though delicate, this electrical system is resilient. It adapts to change, learns from experience, and repairs itself when injured. Neurons forge new connections in response to learning. The heart adjusts its rhythm with exercise and rest. Muscles grow stronger with use. The electricity inside you is alive with possibility, a testament to life's enduring creativity and strength. It reminds us that even the smallest currents can carry the greatest power, sustaining a universe within. Yet this electrical life is fragile, vulnerable to disruption. Illnesses like epilepsy, arrhythmias, and neuropathies reveal how essential balance is, how a small change in the flow can alter the whole symphony. Science seeks ways to understand, to protect, and to heal these disruptions, striving to keep the music playing. In this pursuit, we glimpse the deep complexity and wonder of the electricity inside us, a world of light and shadow, order and chaos, life and renewal. Beyond biology, this electricity inspires awe and poetry. It symbolizes the spark of life, the connection between matter and spirit, the unseen force that binds all living things. It whispers that we are more than flesh and bone. We are currents of energy, waves in an endless ocean, voices in a cosmic choir. The electricity inside you is a light that never fades, a song that never ends, a dance that carries you forward through every moment. So as you rest or move, as you think or dream, feel this electricity flowing within. Listen to its silent music, sense its gentle power, honor its enduring presence. The electricity inside you is life's hidden fire, a delicate, brilliant spark lighting the way, connecting you to all that ever was and all that will be. It is the heart of your story, the light of your soul, the pulse of existence itself. Water flows quietly through every part of your life, yet it holds stories far deeper than its clear surface reveals. Imagine that within each drop lies a memory, whispers of rivers that have carved valleys, rain that has kissed ancient leaves, oceans that have cradled the birth of life itself. Water is not just a simple liquid, it is a living thread connecting you to the earth, the sky, and the history of all living things. It is the bearer of memory, carrying the past forward in its endless journey. From the moment you take a breath, water courses through your body, flowing in veins, nourishing cells, and fueling every heartbeat. The water inside you is ancient, recycled through countless cycles of evaporation, condensation, and rain, tracing a path that has existed since the dawn of time. This eternal cycle connects you to glaciers melting, storms brewing, and seas rising. The memory of water is a silent song of continuity, a reminder that you are part of a vast, ever-moving web of life. Scientists have long studied water's unique properties, the way its molecules cling together in delicate dances of hydrogen bonds, creating surface tension and the ability to dissolve countless substances. These molecular bonds can hold information, not in the way we think of data on a screen, but as patterns of energy and vibration. Some researchers suggest that water can remember substances it once contained, retaining a subtle imprint long after they are gone. Though controversial, this idea invites us to reconsider water not as inert, but as alive with history and influence. Water's memory is also evident in nature's rhythms. The ebb and flow of tides, the swelling of rivers after rain, the formation of ice crystals, all reflect water's sensitivity to environmental cues. These patterns shape ecosystems, influence weather, and guide the migrations of countless creatures. The memory of water is a record of the Earth's heartbeat, a pulse that links mountains, forests, deserts, and oceans in a shared rhythm. Inside your body, water's memory plays a vital role in health and healing. It carries nutrients, removes waste, and regulates temperature. The way water interacts with your cells affects how they function, communicate, and repair. Some traditional healing practices emphasize the importance of water's purity and energy, believing that water can carry positive vibrations that support well-being. Whether seen through science or spirit, water's role is undeniable. It is the essence of life's memory within you. This memory is not fixed. It flows and changes with each movement, each wave, each breath. Water adapts to its environment, shaping itself to vessels, landscapes, and seasons. Yet within this fluidity, it holds a continuity, a connection to what has been and what will be. The memory of water is a bridge between past and future, a silent witness to life's unfolding story. As you drink, bathe, or simply feel a drop fall on your skin, know that you're touching a substance alive with history and meaning. Water's memory flows through you, a gentle reminder that life is a cycle of change and connection. It is a living thread woven through your story, a liquid poem carrying the echoes of earth, sky, and time. So rest in the flow of this memory. Let the water within you carry you softly through the moments, grounding you in the eternal dance of life. The memory of water is the memory of you, a story of movement, change, and endless becoming. Let us drift deeper into the flowing memory of water, a force both gentle and powerful that shapes life in ways seen and unseen. Water's molecules are in constant motion, bonding and releasing, twisting into patterns that echo the environment around them. This dance of molecules creates a language of vibration and energy, a silent conversation that carries the history of water's journey through clouds, rivers, and oceans. Some scientists believe that these molecular arrangements can retain information about substances once dissolved within them, a concept known as water memory. Though still debated, this idea invites us to see water as a living archive holding traces of past encounters in its very structure. In nature, water's memory reveals itself through the cycles and rhythms that sustain ecosystems. The rise and fall of tides reflect the moon's gentle pull, a celestial dance that has guided life for millennia. Rivers remember the paths carved by ancient glaciers, flowing through valleys shaped by time and pressure. Rain carries the scent of distant oceans, falling in patterns that nourish forests and fields. This web of memory connects landscapes, weather, and life into an intricate, ever-changing tapestry. Within your body, water's memory is vital. It moves through cells and tissues, dissolving nutrients, flushing toxins, and maintaining the delicate balance of life. The way water interacts with proteins and DNA influences how cells function and communicate, affecting growth, healing, and health. Some healing traditions honor water's energy, using it to cleanse not only the body but also the spirit, recognizing that water carries subtle vibrations that resonate within us. Water's fluidity is a metaphor for life itself, a constant flow of change and adaptation, yet always connected to its source. As it moves through you, water shapes the rhythms of your body, supporting the pulse of your heart, the flow of your breath, the spark of your thoughts. It carries memory not only of the earth but also of your own experiences, weaving them into the fabric of your being. The cycles of water remind us of the importance of balance and renewal. Just as water evaporates and condenses, moving between earth and sky, life moves through phases of growth and rest, challenge and healing. Water's memory teaches patience and resilience, showing that even the smallest drop can shape mountains over time, that persistence and flow create lasting change. Scientists continue to explore water's mysteries, discovering new ways it influences life and health. From the structure of cellular hydration to the role of water clusters in biochemical reactions, research reveals water's central place in the dance of life. Each discovery deepens our understanding of how intimately connected we are to this elemental force. In a poetic sense, water's memory is a song of continuity, a silent witness to the unfolding story of life. It carries the essence of mountains and oceans, forests and skies, binding them together in a timeless embrace. When you drink, when you swim, when you feel a raindrop on your skin, you are touching this ancient memory, participating in a cycle that has shaped the world and your own body. So as you breathe and move, let the memory of water flow through you. Feel its gentle power, its endless rhythm, its quiet song. Know that within you, as within the earth, water carries the stories of life, stories of change, connection, and endless becoming. Now, as we gently close the flowing tale of water's memory, imagine the endless journey it takes, through clouds, rivers, seas, and your very body, carrying the stories of life across time and space. Water moves with grace and persistence, shaping landscapes, nourishing ecosystems, and sustaining every cell within you. Its memory is not static but alive, adapting to new forms and places, yet always connected to its ancient past. This continuity reminds us that life itself is a river, ever flowing, ever changing, yet rooted in a timeless current. Within you, water sustains the delicate balance that makes life possible. It cushions your organs, regulates your temperature, and enables the complex chemistry of your cells. It carries signals, moves nutrients, and removes waste, a vital thread in the fabric of your health. The water inside you is a living legacy, part of a vast shared cycle that connects all beings. When you drink, when you bathe, when you swim, you join this cycle, becoming part of a story that began before you and will continue long after. The memory of water also holds a poetic truth. It teaches us about flow, about letting go and embracing change. Like water, life moves through phases, sometimes rushing, sometimes still, carving its path with patience and resilience. Water's ability to adapt, to persist, to renew itself is a lesson for us all. It whispers that we are part of something greater, a continuous dance of energy and matter, shaped by forces seen and unseen. The ancient waters that form the first cells now flow within you, connecting you to every living thing on Earth. This connection is a source of wonder and humility, a reminder that we are never separate from the world around us. The memory of water is a song of unity, a bridge between past and present, a current that carries life's endless possibility. So rest in the gentle flow of water's memory. Let it wash over you, cleanse you, and carry you softly through each moment. Feel the rhythm of life in every drop and know that you are part of an eternal river, a living story written in water, light, and time. Deep within your head lies a world of wonder, the brain, a soft, wrinkled organ that feels your emotions even before you know what they are. It is not just a machine for thinking, it is a living, breathing landscape of feelings, memories, and sensations. Imagine a place where billions of cells, neurons, spark with electricity and chemicals, weaving patterns that create joy, sorrow, fear, and love. This is how the brain feels emotions, a delicate dance of signals that colors every moment of your life. When something happens, a kind word, a sudden noise, a memory of a loved one, your brain springs to life. Tiny molecules called neurotransmitters carry messages across spaces between neurons, lighting up circuits that shape your feelings. Chemicals like dopamine bring pleasure, serotonin soothes, and adrenaline alerts your body to danger. These messengers work together, creating waves of emotion that ripple through your mind and body, influencing how you think, move, and breathe. The amygdala, a small almond-shaped region deep within the brain, plays a key role in feeling emotions. It acts like a sentinel, scanning the world for threats or rewards, triggering responses that keep you safe or help you connect. When the amygdala senses danger, it can flood your body with adrenaline, preparing you to fight or flee. When it senses kindness, it releases calming chemicals that help you feel safe and loved. This region is ancient, shared with many animals, and speaks the universal language of feeling. But emotions are not just about survival, they are also about connection and meaning. The prefrontal cortex, the front part of your brain, helps you understand and regulate your feelings. It allows you to reflect on why you feel a certain way, to choose how to respond, and to build empathy for others. This part of the brain grows slowly, shaping your emotional intelligence as you learn from experience and relationships. Emotions also involve the body. Your heart beats faster when you're excited or scared. Your stomach tightens when you're nervous. Your muscles relax when you feel calm. The brain and body communicate constantly, sending signals back and forth that create the full experience of feeling. This connection is why emotions can feel physical as well as mental, a living bridge between mind and body. Scientists study emotions using tools like brain imaging, which show how different regions light up during feelings. They have discovered that emotions are not confined to one area, but arise from networks of neurons working together. This complexity explains why emotions can be so rich and varied, sometimes overlapping, sometimes subtle, always alive. The brain's feeling is a symphony, with many instruments playing in harmony. Emotions also guide your decisions, shape your memories, and influence your health. Positive feelings can boost your immune system, improve learning, and strengthen relationships. Negative feelings, while challenging, alert you to problems and motivate change. The brain's ability to feel emotions is a vital part of what makes you human, a source of joy, creativity, and resilience. This understanding invites compassion for yourself and others. Knowing that your brain is constantly processing, interpreting, and responding to the world can help you be patient with your feelings. It reminds you that emotions are not random but meaningful signals, guiding you through life's journey. The brain feels emotions not to overwhelm but to connect, protect, and inspire. So as you sit quietly or move through your day, notice the feelings that arise. Feel the gentle waves of emotion flowing through your body, the sparks of connection lighting your mind. The brain's dance of chemicals and signals is your inner song, a beautiful, complex melody that tells the story of your heart and soul. Let us drift deeper into the mysterious world of how your brain feels emotions, a realm where chemistry, electricity, and connection come together to create the vibrant tapestry of your inner life. Each emotion arises from complex interactions between neurons and chemicals, weaving patterns that shape not only how you feel, but how you think, remember, and relate to others. This dance is both delicate and powerful, a silent symphony playing behind every smile, tear, and heartbeat. Within the brain, networks of neurons communicate through rapid electrical impulses and bursts of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These tiny signals travel across synapses, the small gaps between neurons, transmitting information with incredible speed and precision. Different neurotransmitters influence different emotions. Dopamine brings feelings of pleasure and reward. Serotonin calms and balances mood. Norepinephrine sharpens attention and readiness, while oxytocin fosters trust and connection. The interplay among these chemicals creates the rich landscape of human emotion. The limbic system, a collection of brain structures including the amygdala, hippocampus, and hypothalamus, is central to emotional processing. The amygdala acts as an emotional sentinel, detecting threats or rewards and triggering physiological responses like increased heart rate or the release of stress hormones. It helps form emotional memories, which color your reactions to future experiences. The hippocampus, meanwhile, helps contextualize these emotions by linking them to memories and places, providing depth and meaning to what you feel. Higher cortical areas, like the prefrontal cortex, provide regulation and reflection. This part of the brain allows you to evaluate your emotions, suppress impulses, and make thoughtful decisions. It matures slowly, explaining why children and adolescents often experience emotions more intensely or struggle with control. Through experience and learning, the prefrontal cortex helps shape emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions in yourself and others. Emotions also have a profound physical dimension. The brain communicates with the body through the autonomic nervous system, regulating heart rate, digestion, breathing, and other automatic functions. When you feel fear, your heart races. When you feel calm, it slows. This mind-body connection means that emotions are not just mental states, but embodied experiences. The gut, often called the second brain, contains neurons that communicate with the brain, influencing mood and feelings, and highlighting the integrated nature of your emotional life. The brain's emotional systems are plastic, meaning they can change with experience. Learning, therapy, meditation, and social connections can reshape neural pathways, helping regulate emotions and foster well-being. This adaptability offers hope and power, showing that your emotional life is not fixed but can grow and heal. Science continues to explore the depths of emotion, using tools like functional MRI to watch the brain in action, discovering how different areas collaborate to create feelings. These studies reveal that emotions are complex, multifaceted, and deeply personal. They arise from a blend of biology, experience, and environment, making each person's emotional world unique. Understanding how the brain feels, emotions invites compassion and curiosity. It reminds you that feelings are messages, signals from your body and mind guiding you through life's joys and challenges. Emotions connect you to others, helping build empathy, love, and community. They enrich your human experience, giving color and meaning to existence. As you breathe and move, notice the emotions that ripple through you, the subtle shifts of mood, the spark of joy, the shadow of sadness. These feelings are part of your brain's beautiful dance, a living poem of chemicals, cells, and connections that tell the story of your heart. In this dance, you are both dancer and music, creator and witness of the endless flow of emotion. Now, as we gently draw this story to a close, imagine the quiet harmony that emotions bring to your life. A rhythm shaped by countless moments, connections, and experiences. The brain's dance of chemicals and signals is a living tapestry, weaving joy, sorrow, love, and fear into the fabric of your being. This dance is neither random nor chaotic, but a finely tuned balance that helps you navigate the world, connect with others, and understand yourself. The intricate interplay between emotion and reason shows the remarkable adaptability of your brain. Emotions often guide decisions before conscious thought intervenes, signaling what matters most to you. The prefrontal cortex then steps in to weigh options, control impulses, and plan for the future. This dynamic balance allows you to respond flexibly and wisely to life's challenges and opportunities. Memories of past emotions shape your present feelings, coloring your perceptions and reactions. These emotional memories, stored in networks involving the hippocampus and amygdala, inform how you interpret new experiences. Sometimes these memories bring comfort and understanding. Other times they evoke pain and challenge. The brain's ability to reframe and heal emotional memories is central to resilience and growth. The body's role in emotion underscores the unity of mind and body. Physical sensations, from a racing heart to a tight stomach, are integral to feeling and expressing emotions. Practices such as mindfulness, breathing exercises, and movement can help regulate these bodily states, fostering emotional balance and well-being. This embodied experience enriches your connection to yourself and the world. The social nature of emotions highlights their role in building relationships and communities. Empathy, compassion, and shared feelings create bonds that sustain and nurture. The brain's mirror neurons help you resonate with others' emotions, enabling understanding and connection. This social dimension of emotion is fundamental to human experience, weaving individual lives into collective stories. Science and art alike celebrate the complexity and beauty of emotions. Through poetry, music, and story, humans have sought to express the inexpressible feelings that shape existence. Science reveals the mechanisms, while art captures the essence. Together, they deepen our appreciation of the emotional life that animates the human spirit. As you move through your days, honor the emotions that arise within you, the quiet whispers and the vivid waves. They are the language of your brain, the poetry of your soul, the pulse of your life. In their ebb and flow, you find meaning, connection, and the essence of being alive. Rest now in this knowledge, gentle and profound. Your brain feels emotions not to overwhelm but to guide, not to imprison but to liberate. It is the source of your humanity, the light that shines through your experiences and the dance that carries you through the endless story of life. Deep within the folds of your brain, a remarkable phenomenon takes place every moment, the electricity of thought. Unlike the gentle hum of life's basic currents, this electricity sparks ideas, memories, dreams, and decisions, weaving the fabric of your consciousness. Imagine billions of neurons, each firing tiny electrical impulses, creating a vast network of light and energy that forms the very essence of who you are. This dance of electrical signals is the foundation of your mind, the pulse behind every thought, feeling, and action. Neurons communicate through action potentials, rapid changes in voltage that travel along their membranes like waves. When a neuron fires, it sends an electrical signal down its length, triggering the release of chemicals called neurotransmitters. These chemicals cross tiny gaps called synapses, passing the message to neighboring neurons and continuing the flow of information. This rapid-fire exchange creates complex patterns of activity, forming the basis of perception, memory, and decision-making. The brain's electrical activity can be measured in waves of varying frequencies known as brain waves. These waves correspond to different states of consciousness: deep sleep, focused attention, relaxed wakefulness, and heightened alertness. Each brainwave pattern reflects the coordinated firing of thousands or millions of neurons, showing how electricity shapes not just isolated thoughts, but the rhythms of your mind. Electrical signals in the brain do not work alone. They interact with chemical messengers, ion channels, and cellular structures, creating a dynamic system of communication. This interplay allows for plasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life. New connections form, old ones weaken, and electrical patterns shift in response to experience. This electrical dance underlies learning, creativity, and growth. The complexity of the brain's electrical network is staggering. It rivals the connectivity of the internet, with trillions of synapses linking neurons in a constantly shifting web. This network enables the brain to process vast amounts of information, integrate sensory inputs, generate motor commands, and support conscious thought. Electricity is the language through which the brain interprets the world and shapes your responses. Disruptions in the brain's electrical activity can have profound effects. Conditions like epilepsy, migraines, and sleep disorders arise when electrical signals become abnormal or unregulated. Understanding this electricity helps scientists develop treatments, from medications to brain stimulation therapies, offering hope for restoring balance and health. The electricity of thought also inspires wonder beyond science. It symbolizes the spark of creativity, the light of insight, and the power of imagination. It reminds us that within the physical matter of the brain lies something extraordinary, a current of life that animates mind and soul. This electricity is both a mystery and a marvel, connecting neurons and ideas in an endless dance of possibility. As you reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and dreams, remember the electric currents that carry them. Feel the silent sparks lighting your mind, the waves that shape your awareness, the invisible dance that creates your experience. The electricity of thought is the spark of life itself, a luminous thread weaving the story of you. Let us drift deeper into the dazzling world of the brain's electrical symphony, where currents of energy and waves of voltage shape the very fabric of your thoughts. Each neuron in your brain is a tiny powerhouse, charged with the ability to send and receive signals at incredible speeds. These electrical impulses ripple across networks, weaving patterns that form perceptions, emotions, and memories. The dance of electricity within your brain is both intricate and fluid, a constant flow of information that creates your inner world. Neurons communicate through action potentials, brief surges of electrical charge that travel along their membranes. These signals arise when ions such as sodium and potassium rush in and out of the cell through specialized channels, changing the voltage across the membrane. When the voltage reaches a certain threshold, the neuron fires, sending an electrical wave down its length. This firing is all or nothing, like a spark igniting a line of fireworks, triggering a cascade of signals across the brain. At the synapses, the tiny gaps between neurons, electricity gives way to chemistry. The electrical impulse causes the release of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that cross the synapse to bind with receptors on the next neuron. This process converts the electrical signal back into a chemical one, and then into another electrical impulse, continuing the flow. This seamless conversion between electricity and chemistry is fundamental to brain communication, allowing for complexity and flexibility. Brainwaves emerge from the coordinated firing of thousands or millions of neurons. These waves come in different frequencies: delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma, each associated with particular states of consciousness. Delta waves dominate deep sleep, theta waves accompany light sleep and meditation, alpha waves arise during relaxed wakefulness, beta waves mark focused attention, and gamma waves correlate with higher cognitive functions like memory and perception. The interplay of these waves shapes your experience, guiding transitions between sleep, wakefulness, and thought.